electricity policy, as was notified in 1st July this year, is just an amendment of the net metering facility of grid interactive solar rooftop power projects till 500 kilowatts of capacity or the connected load of the prosumer, whichever is lower. It was an amendment from the electricity policy, which was earlier notified in 2020 end of the year. I think it is a welcome step by amending the net metering cap from 10 kilowatt to 500 kilowatt, which will be a real encouragement for the solar rooftop segment, whose performance till date is minuscule uh, comparison to the potential we have in this country. But the basic problem lies with the technical and commercial health of our DISCOM, the distribution companies, on which the solar rooftop segment depends for its storage services in the form of net metering facility. Though the electricity rule, which was been notified in end of 2020, has laid down the initial steps towards maintaining a minimum standard of services by the DISCOM to its consumer. But its actual implementation will require substantial public expenditure towards the technical upliftment of the DISCOM assets. The latest union budget has put substantial allocation towards the same, but an alert citizen and stakeholders, we should keep a watch and put our constructive criticism to make the implementation timely and efficient. Now, I like to highlight that till date, the country has seen some growth in statistics of rural electrification, where Saubhagya scheme claiming near about 100% electrification. But a deep dive into assessing the energy access of country's rural population shows that though they are technically connected to the grid, but availability of power, or more specifically, the quality and reliability of the power supply, still a major issue, which practically pushes the households and other consumers to arrange for a second source of energy, which has its own cost and pollution load associated with it, not literally serving the benefit of electricity access. There is a simple solution available to us, to our policymakers, is to mainstream the decentralized renewable energy into our efforts to provide a meaningful energy access to all our citizens at an affordable rate with a minimum standard of quality and reliability intact. There are hundreds of mini grids and microgrids are in operation around the country based on renewable energy sources for almost last 2 decades, mainly activated with the philanthropic effort, but already established the success story to be uptake by the policymakers for rapid multiplication. The sector need an inclusive policy and regulatory approach which will give confidence to the serious investors for a long-term sustainability by minimizing the risks, and also to the consumer for required quality, reliability of the services at an affordable and justifiable cost. Just to add on, various data of local pollutant in our rural spread during the initial quite strict lockdown phase of 2020 COVID breakout justifies substantial contribution of cooking energy or cooking fuel use in the local pollution. Though the present scheme of government to promote gas as an alternative of biomass fuel has gained a momentum, and maybe intermittent right approach, but put a serious question towards the huge infrastructure cost the country will be putting in transition towards gas-based economy. Considering that neither the gas is fully clean in terms of local and global pollution potential, nor its supply chain are indigenous. It may not be wise for easy decarbonization sectors to depend on gas as an interim fuel. Maybe a further long-term approach towards electrification of cooking throughout the country from urban to rural is a win-win situation to invest in where it will sink to electrification of end-use energy as well as maximization of renewable energy. We have a success story to bank on, the LED propagation through centralized mass procurement by WESL. The same can be replicated with strong standardization, quality control, and locally value-added supply chain. Uh, It may be the right approach for the government to take on immediate basis. Government now should concentrate more in decentralized sector with more public expenditure directed to it, which have substantial co-benefits in terms of rural livelihood, gender equality, reduced migration, all of which has direct and indirect positive environmental impact, both locally as well as globally. Interested stakeholders like us should help government in finding the right approach and also help political fraternity to understand the importance of co-benefits to its constituents. Thank you.